Namaste students. We are going to start with the next topic. If you remember, the last topic was integration using trigonometric functions. Integration using trigonometric ratios or trigonometric functions. Alright, so this is also integration of trigonometric functions. Fine, different some specific forms are there which we will be doing it. Alright, the first form is if the integration you have sine, some power, or you have cos, mean the single t functions I am talking about right now. Sine has a power, cos has a power. It is a positive odd integer. The index of sine is a positive odd integer, or the index of cos is positive odd integers. We have three types in this. First of all, sine and cos separately with the positive odd power. Is it clear? And then we have a combination of these two. Sine and cos comes in multiplication. If you remember, when we were doing integration by using trigonometric functions, one example came. I just wrote on the top of it is m and n, then put the number which has an even power or something of that sort. That topic we are going to do in detail now. Alright, and then third would be when it has even power, then what to do. Clear? So now we have sine and cos. So what is the rule? The rule says, number one, if index of sine is positive odd integer, put cos x is equals to t. उल्टा है, अगर साइन की पावर एक पॉजिटिव ऑड इंटीजर है तो हमने cos x को पुट करना है. रीजन, देन वी विल सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन, यू विल कम टू नो व्हाई इट इज हैपनिंग. ऑलराइट, एंड सेकंड, इफ इंडेक्स ऑफ cos x is a positive odd integer, then put sin x is equals to t. Then put sin x is equals to t. Alright, this is the rule which you are going to follow. If sine has a positive odd integer as a power, index is positive odd integer, I'll put cos as t. And if cos has a positive odd integer, I'll put sine. Again children, substitution will never leave you. As I said, trigonometry will never leave you. Substitution method will never leave you in integration. That's the base of integration. Let's pick up some example. Suppose I have to integrate sine raised to power 7x dx. So now I have a odd power of sine. So what I'm going to substitute, the rule says, the first rule says, put cos x is equals to t. Alright, cos x is equals to t. Now differentiate both sides. Differentiation of cos is minus sine, that's right. Dx minus I don't have in integral, so I will write it as fine. Alright. So now this is my question. One sign I need with dx. So I'll write it as see children, this was the reason. If it has an odd power, I can always solve the even power. Fine. Because I have doubles formula, I have triples formula, where this even powers can be solved easily. 2, 4, 6, 8 I can solve. Odd is a problem. I don't have any formula for those. So what always we have to do, our target is to convert that odd power into even so that I can apply some trigonometric formula there. Alright, fine. So now, in place of sin x dx, I have minus dt. Fine. Now I have a value of cos, not of sine. I have a value of cos, not of sine. So that means I have to convert sine into cos. Why this even power is important? Because I know sine square is equals to 1 minus cos square. Clear? So I can easily convert this even powers into the other trigonometric functions and the formulas. So I'll write this sine raised to power 6 as this. Then I write this sine square as 1 minus cos square because I have the value of cos, not of sine. I have a value of cos, not of sine. So whenever I have an even power, it is easy to convert. That is why we have to do this. Alright, so now put the values. So sin x dx has become minus dt. 1 minus the value of cos is. That's it. Do we know the formula of a minus b whole cube? What is the formula of a minus b whole cube? A cube. Yes. What is the formula? A cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. If you don't remember, a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into 1a minus b. Remember? Oh, that was one mistake. It was a value of cos, so it's a square. So it will be a cube, 6. This is square, this is square. So be careful. Alright. So all the terms have been converted into simple algebraic functions. It is just a form of, this is constant, this is kind of x raised to power 6, this is kind of x squared, this is kind of x raised to power 4, and we know the integration. What is the integration? Integration of 1 would be t. Integration of t raised to power 6 will be. Integration of t square will be. It's a constant, coefficient of this. It will go out of the integral. We have done the rule. Integration of t raised to power 4 will be. That's it. Put the value of t back, and I can adjust this negative also inside. So put the value of t. This 3 will get cancelled, no need to write it. This is what we have to do. Clear to everyone? So whenever, again just a recapitulation, if you have an odd power of sine, then you will substitute cos, and if I have an odd power of cos, I will substitute sine. Alright? Clear to everyone? Let's see the second one. To integrate sine raised to power px, cos raised to power qx. So here we'll have a cases when it has a combination of sine and cos with some power. So there can be cases. Suppose p is odd, this is even, this is odd, this is even, both odd, both even. So that means all the cases we need to discuss. One case we will write, others I'll just write the results. Alright. Suppose if p is a positive odd integer. P is odd integer. Alright. That means if it is an odd number, odd numbers are written in the form of 2n plus 1. So that means in place of p, if I say some odd number, this, and I can split it, I can split this part. Now the substitution method, as I told, never leave you. We always put that function whose differentiation is given to me. The differentiation of cos is sine, minus sine, sine doesn't matter. So that is given to me. Alright, so I'll substitute. That extra sign would be adjusted. Alright. This is a power 2, even power. In the previous one I told you, whenever we have an even power, we can easily apply some trigonometric formula. We can converge into the other trigonometric ratio also. So that means here, if I write this as sine square 2 to the power n, sine 2 so I can write this sine as 1 minus cos square. Now the substitution. So that will become 1 minus cos square, that is 1 minus t square raised to power some n. In the place of cos I have substituted t. This sin x dx is minus dt. That means the complete quotient will be converted into an algebraic function, and that we will be able to easily integrate. So what is in nutshell? The simple language, you don't have to do the derivation. We are just deriving one. Alright, derivation won't come in exam. Alright, so what you have to do in simple lines, if sine has odd power, put that trigonometric ratio which has an even power. Put the trigonometric ratio is equals to some other variable which has even power. If sine has an odd power, sine has an positive odd integer, so I'll put cos x is equals to t, and the whole quotient will fall into a proper place. In such a function which we will be able to integrate. Let's discuss the other cases. Same way, if now q is a positive integer, then I told you in the previous case, if q is a positive integer, I'll be putting that t ratio which has an even power. So sin x I'll be putting equals to t. Very clear. If p and q both are positive integers, then your choice. You put either cos x is equals to t or sin x is equals to t, does not matter. Then after that, first and to second case, wherever it falls, you have to solve it accordingly. Alright, then if both are positive even integers, then you have to apply some trigonometric function. You have to change into multiples of angles. That we will support it with the examples, then it will be more clear. Alright, and then if p plus q is a negative even integer, that means sum of these two powers. If it is a negative even integer where p and q may not be integers, maybe if it is like in fraction, but when I add p and q, ultimately I am getting a negative even integer. Alright, then what do I have to do? We have to converge into tan and secant or cot and cosecant. Fine, then if you are converging into tan and secant, I'll put tan x is equals to t. If you are using cot and cosecant, we will put cot x is equals to t, and we will proceed. Alright, to just support all these things, to explain in the better way, this is just a theory. We will be doing examples, then these concepts would be more clear. Let's support it with the examples. Alright, the first example is I have to integrate sine cube x into cos cube x. Now just connect it with the case. It has both odd powers. That was the case 3. Case 3. Both have odd powers, so that was your choice, whether you put sin x is equals to t or you put cos x is equals to 2. I am putting sin x. There is a reason, because if I put cos, negative will come. I don't want that negative to come. So I am putting sin x. It's your choice. You can put even cos x also. So differentiate. Alright, but we have to break up, if you remember. Sine this one cos is going to be adjusted with dx, so I am writing that cos x dx, and the cos square which is left, I will write it as 1 minus sine square x. Clear? 1 minus sine square x. Put the values. Sine cube sine square, that is t square, cos x dx is dt. That's it. I told you the moment you put it, it will become a simple algebraic functions which I can integrate easily. Increase the power by 1 divided by increased power. Alright? Put the value. Fine. Clear to everyone? If you have both the odd powers, so that's your choice. Either you put sin x is equals to t or cos x is equals to t. You are going to get the same answer. Alright, now talking about the second question. What is second question? I have to integrate sin raised to power 5x into cos raised to power x. Sin has odd power and cos has even power. So what did I tell you? You put the number which has even power. Alright, so I am going to put reason, you know it very well now. Differentiate, so there is no negative sign, so I am taking this negative that side. So first of all, just adjust this. Out of 5 signs, one sign will adjust with dx, so I am going to write that sign separate. Cos is not a problem. That I substituted. I have sin raised to power, what is left? Sin raised to power 4 is left. So I can write that sin raised to power 4 as this, sin raised to power 4 as square of sin square. In place of sin square I am writing 1 minus cos square, because I substituted the cos x is equals to t. So I need to convert this sin into cos. Now substitute. 1 minus, it will be 1 minus t square whole square. It will be t raised to power 4. Sin x dx is minus dt. So minus goes out. Simple algebraic function, open the square. A square plus b square minus 2ab. Otherwise it is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So multiply this t raised to power 4 inside. That's it. Integrate. Plus c. Put the value of t here and adjust this negative also inside. Clear to everyone? So whenever we have both the odd powers, I can put any, but when we have one even, one odd, so I'll put the t ratio which has even power, so that our question becomes easier to solve. Let's do more examples. Now, this one has both the even powers. If you see the question, integrate cos square x into sin raised to power 4x. And if you recall the form which we did, that was a fourth form. If both are even, we have to convert into the multiple angles. Because I told you whenever we have even powers, question is easier to do because I can convert into some other t ratio. I can apply some trigonometric formula also. So first of all, the same powers which are there, I am going to connect them together. Sin raised to power 4 I am breaking into 2 parts, which has same power. I am writing it together in a single power. See, again the formulas are very, very important. They will not leave you ever. Alright. If I multiply by 2 and divide by 2, which formula it has become? 2 sin x into cos x is sin 2x. This 4, 2 I am taking out. When it will go out, it will become 4. Alright, 2 sin x into cos x. Which formula? Sin 2x, and there is a power. I can't integrate. I told you we can only integrate when it comes in a proper form whose formula we have done. Now I need to remove square. For removing square, I think we have told many times in class 11, in inverse trigonometric functions, there's 2 formulas will never leave you. Alright, so I'm going to use this whenever the square comes or the even power comes, 4 comes. So these are the formulas which we are going to useful. So apply. In place of sine square 2x, the sine will be 1 minus cos, double the angle. It is 2, it becomes 4. And 1 minus, it will become cos 2x by 2. Fine, 2 and 2 out again. Still I don't know the multiplication, so that means I have to, I don't know the integration, so I have to multiply these two again. So multiply. It was 2, 4 was already there, so it will be 16. Multiply. These two brackets. Alright, this is single, this is single, this is single, no problem at all. I can integrate, I can integrate, I can integrate. Problem is this one. Fine. So we have to apply again the formula. Which formulas? Two cos x, cos y. What is the formula? Cos x plus y plus cos x minus y. Remember? Cos x plus y. Whenever multiplication comes, see we girls, we can't integrate until unless it comes in a proper form that I have told number of times. Still it is cos 4x into cos 2x. So I have to remove this multiplication. So we have to apply this formula. It will be cos x plus y into cos. Whatever I know integration, that I do it. Integration of 1x, integration of cos, sine. But I told you, if there is a coefficient of x, that comes in denominator. This integration plus c we will write together because constant plus constant is constant. Here I am going to apply the formula. But I need 2 for that. Multiply and divide by 2. Alright, this will come as it is. So plus 2x cos 2 cos x cos y cos x plus y plus cos x minus y. So now it's segregated, so I can integrate it. Integration of cos 6x would be sine 6x by 6 because the coefficient of x will come in denominator, and cos 2x would be sine 2x by 2 plus c. This will come as it is. Alright children, so it becomes a little lengthy. But whenever you have even powers, you have to apply trigonometric functions to split everything so that you get single terms to come to a proper conclusion. That is very, very important. Okay, the last rule for this. To integrate secant raised to power nx or cosecant raised to power nx where n is a positive even integer. Where n is a positive even integer. Children, keep in mind, when you have secant with even power, I'll put tan x is equals to t. When I have cosecant with even power, I'll put cot x is equals to t. These things you have to remember. Secant with even power, I'll put tan x is equals to t. Cosecant with even power, I'll put cot x is equals to t. Let's check this. I have secant. So first of all, let me split. I can write it as, because I'm going to, if I have to put tan x is equals to t, I know the differentiation of tan x is secant square. So one secant square will be adjusted. So that's why I split. Another secant 4 I'm writing as secant square to the power 2. So this is what you have to do. Alright, now let's put tan x is equals to t, differentiate. Now 1 plus tan square secant square dx would be d. That's it. Simple algebraic. So now open the bracket. A plus b whole square. A square b square plus 2ab. Simple. Integrate. Integration of 1 would be t. Increase the power by 1 divided by increased power. 2 as it is. Increase the power by 1 divided by increased power. Put the values back. Alright children, so this is what you have to do. So these three types we have done. Single sign, single cos with odd powers. Combination of sine and cos when it has even odd combination, odd even combination, odd odd combination, even even combination. Alright, and then the powers of secant and cosecant with even, positive, even integer as a index.